Hello, I'm Heather Macaulay Noel, and I'm here today to talk about how you can experience your heart's desire, no matter how much money you have in the bank. Now, before I share these principles, I would like to share a little bit about my experience so that you'll know that I have a pretty good understanding of how to do this. I'm going to take an experience I had years ago when I was pregnant with my daughter. I had it in my mind that I really wanted to swim with dolphins while I was pregnant with her. And the first thing that happened was I discovered it was illegal in the United States and also in the Bahamas, at least with captive dolphins. So I sold my car, I flew to the Yucatan, and I ended up camping on the beach, and I went to a place called Xcaret. I went back to the manager of the dolphins and I asked permission to swim with the dolphin because I wanted to write a book about the dolphin-fetus connection, and I told him I was a published author. And in 5 minutes he gave me a pass to the park. He gave me my own dolphin to swim with every morning before the park opened. And this has never been allowed before or since, and I was able to swim for an entire month every single day by myself. Now, this is no coincidence that this happened. I just didn't totally understand at the time what were the principles I was putting into action. And since then, I've had many experiences, and I had experiences before then as well, where I would just jump off the edge and just trust that things were going to work out. So sometimes, like one time I went to Alaska with $300 and found myself camping on Kodiak Island, and in a day everything turned around where I had plenty of money, and it was pretty amazing. My husband and I and my daughter all went to Hawaii. I was planning to be more grown up this time, but we got off the plane, had $400, and that was not the original plan, but there we were. And we had to rent a car for a week. We had no home, no friends, no place to go, no job. And my husband looked at me and he said, "Okay, well, what do we do now?" And I said, "I don't know." And he said, "What do you mean you don't know?" Well, I said, "I don't know, because that's part of trusting. You just don't know." And he said, "What do you mean you don't know?" So we lived there for 4 years. Obviously, everything worked out. And this is basically what I've found, is that every time I've been willing to let go and have complete clear focus on what I want without trying to figure out how it's going to happen, these miraculous things take place. And so that's what I'm going to share with you today. I finally got a sense of what the principles were behind this. I had actually been doing it almost without thinking about it. I just finally got in touch with exactly what it was that I was doing, and that's what I'm going to share with you. Now, most people have heard of the law of attraction. You are attracting for both positive and negative according to what you're focused on. So that's why you could have negative thoughts, or you could be worried and anxious and attract more of that to you, depending on just how intensely you're thinking and feeling that. If it's just kind of a small thought, or you're just kind of not got a lot of intensity to it, you won't even notice it, because you'll have stronger intentions that have a more positive, let's say, frequency or energy to them. So that's what will come to you. So you don't have to worry about just the occasional worry or thought. It's just what you're focused on most of the time. That's what you're going to begin to experience. When you're having a good day, life is good, and you're happy, things just have a way of flowing along. So it's the same idea. So the way that you activate the law of attraction is with clear intention. And the trick is this: limit what you're focused on. So you want to have a lot of energy around your focus. And one of the things that took me a long time to understand was that sometimes I would be focused on 5, 10, 15, 20 things. And what happens when you do that is you will dissipate the energy. The way to really begin to experience the magic of the law of attraction is first write a list of all the things you want, and then on a scale of 1 to 10, write down what you believe you could actually receive, let's say within the next 6 months. So if you absolutely positively know it's coming to you, you write a 10. If you're like, no way, write a 1. And then all the numbers in between. And what you're going to do is start with your dreams, your goals, your intentions that are a number 10. Because what you want will come to you the fastest if you believe in it. So when you combine this high desire and high belief, you're going to begin to experience these things coming to you very easily. And that's what you want to experience, because once you start to see it happening, it begins to happen more and more easily because you have more and more belief in the idea that it's going to happen. So that's why you want to start out with what you believe in the most. I say to myself, this or something better. And that allows me to really let go of that feeling that it has to be this way and it's got to be whatever I said, because I know that I never know what is in my own best and highest interest. So by saying this or something better, I let go and I open up to something else happening. And when I do that, if something else happens, it's always better than what I had in mind. 99% of your focus is going to have to do with your thoughts. Very little has to do with action. The action will come about naturally right in the moment when it needs to happen, and you'll feel good about it. There won't be any work or anxiety around the action. It'll feel good, and it'll be in the moment. The other piece is to practice feeling good. And I'm going to talk to you more about that later on so that you'll have some clarity about how to do that. So the next question that comes up is, you have your focus, you have a belief in it, but what if you don't have a really strong belief? Well, the thing that creates negativity is doubt. And doubt always comes about when you are focused on how. So as you let go of how it's going to happen, you'll reduce the feeling of doubt and you'll increase your belief. So as I told you, you have to feel good. But what if you're feeling bad? Well, what causes you to feel bad? Basically, it's as simple as this. You are thinking about what you don't want. Or you're thinking about what you do want, but doubting you'll get it, which is also thinking about what you don't want. Keep in mind that as you're focusing on what you do want, you're creating new neural pathways in your brain, and the old neural pathways are going to be wanting attention. So just keep doing it over and over again, and it will begin to become your reality. It just takes daily focus. The old pathways are going to lose power, the new pathways are going to gain power, and suddenly there will come a tipping point when those new pathways have more power, and when that happens, that's when you're going to see the physical manifestation of the thing that you're looking for. If I feel kind of stuck and I don't know what to do, and I feel like I should be doing something, but I know better. So what I'll do is I'll think about, all right, there's nothing I can do in this moment. What would I like to do that would be fun? And I will literally try to find out what would be the most fun thing for me to do in that moment. And sometimes it'll be watch a movie, go to the beach, doesn't matter, take a nap. Just relax and don't try to do something for the sake of doing. And you'll find that if you'll really focus on just feeling good, finding something that'll allow you to feel a little better than you feel right now, that will actually do more for you than you can possibly imagine. So what about when things go wrong? When something seems to be going wrong, it is actually a huge blessing, because it will require you to get really focused on what you do want. So if something didn't work out, I would think to myself, okay, what are you thinking? I would focus on my thoughts, and if I was clear that my thoughts were clear and I was on the right path energetically, like in terms of how I was feeling, then I would think, okay, this is absolutely redirecting me to something better. And now I have to say that it never even occurs to me that anything goes wrong, because I really perceive nothing as going wrong. Whatever is happening, I know it's in my best and highest interest. And that's really the truth. It's just that most people don't realize it because they're standing there banging their head against the wall, wondering why that isn't working out and trying to make it happen. And if you look back in your own life, you'll see how many things that you thought should have worked out a different way actually worked out completely to your benefit. So if you can recognize that right when it's happening, it just speeds up the whole process and makes it a lot more fun. It makes it more of an adventure than, oh my gosh, something terrible, that's not what I wanted. Well, keep it in mind that it's always going to work out to your benefit. Get out of the way and it'll happen faster. Now, I told you earlier I would give you some pieces to the puzzle about how to feel good. So the first thing to remember is, if there's something you can do about it, do it. If there's nothing you can do in this moment, tell yourself, this is none of my business. And I know it's going to seem like your business, but if you can't do anything about it, it's none of my business. And what that's going to do is it's going to neutralize that negative law of attraction that you don't want to come to you. So it is none of my business. The other thing I say is, it's okay. It's just okay. It's just what's happening. It's okay. So I release that energy around it. So once you have the belief and the clarity and the focus on what you want, really work with just feeling good. And this is what it's like. So, for instance, I wanted a car. I had absolutely no idea how it was going to happen. And at the same time, I just felt really good. And that's what you want to focus on. And that's how I thought. I was like, well, I don't know how it's coming, but it must be coming because I feel good. And literally, when I had that thought, I did not have money in the bank for it. And within a week, everything fell into place. That ability to feel good is your gauge. It will tell you that you are on the track. So pay attention to that. If you feel good, but you don't know how it's going to work out, don't worry about it. The feeling good tells you it's coming. Of course, these are simple examples, but the truth is that your ability to feel good consistently is the most important part of the law of attraction, and it's also the least understood. For this reason, I created a free program that will give you everything you need to begin feeling better and better, until feeling good comes naturally to you, regardless of external circumstances. Go to www.thefeelbetterprogram.com and download the program. It's completely free. Once you've started working with the program, you can request free counseling from others who have completed the program. I hope you'll share the download and the Feel Better program with your friends and family.